Hello everyone, I'm back for another market analysis. I was told to mention these in my videos that this is for education and learning purposes, not direct investment advice. Hopefully the things that you can learn here and from other people will help you improve your trading, but by no means is this direct trading advice to buy or sell at any specific time. This is what I'm doing. So now that that disclaimer is out of the way, I can start my video. So this is the 2017/2018 question mark because I'm not sure if it is yet. Bull channel. We're only 3 months in, so let's wait for the first quarter to end before we admit that it is. And this is just kind of the more macro trend. So this was a trend that we followed all of 2017. We broke out of it in a very steep manner, and then we corrected all the way down, and we managed to reverse right at the end. So these are the two peak points that I put a price label just so I have a rough idea. And then we're just in the channel, so hopefully we can just stay in there and bounce back and forth. So just so you have a grand scheme of thing that we can go all the way down to here and it's still considered bullish. So, all right, moving on. Just wanted to take a look at the coin market cap, total market cap chart. I know this is not a really popular way of charting, but just wanted to show everyone that right now we are at 405 billion, which is actually it's a bit of a we broke the support here that we had around 435 426 billion. So not that that really means anything specifically on its own, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up that uh this isn't really good in terms of if you look at the market cap as any sort of price indicator, and that you need to watch out if we go any further below, we could be testing a 300 billion ish low that we had before. So just a quick just wanted to mention that. Now on to the more juicy charts. So here we'll be looking at the log trend line on a weekly chart, on a log scale chart. So what we did here is we just connected the lows from here to here. You can do different things. This is the one that I look at. It gives me the most clear perspective. So things to note here is obviously which one breaks first, right? Which one of these trend lines decides to break first? Which one? The one that breaks first will determine the trend on a weekly basis, in my opinion. So if we break upwards, then we could quickly see a move up to the old highs, and if we break downwards, we're going to see a very fast, accelerated tests of the previous support ranges, whether it's 3,000 or 4,000 or wherever it decides to reverse. So another thing that I wanted to highlight on this chart is that we have been below the 10 EMA since the downtrend accelerated. So once we broke down from this 12,000 point, we've been below the 10 EMA on a weekly close basis. And last week, we actually finally closed above the 10 EMA on the weekly, and I was really getting eager for a breakout here, and that we're going to just get another green candle and bust out of this. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, so we're back red. The weekly's not done, obviously, so let's keep a close eye on the 10 EMAs on the weekly. If we can close above it, that would be first of all, that would be a great reversal candle, right? Which would show strength, and so that's one thing that I'm watching. Just want to see if we can do something like this. You can do it like this too. If you do it like this, then it gets much closer. But I think the one that I drew before was a much better representation. So next up, I'm looking at the linear chart because I've been doing some studying myself, learned some new strategies, and some people do trade on the linear chart and have had some success doing that. So some people were able to buy the bottom by doing this kind of by looking at the support line from the lows on the weekly basis from July. And just a idea. So in case we do have a flash crash on some sort of news, this could be the price that around for this week. The price that it could recover and still be in this trend is 7,300. So just keep an eye on that. So now we're moving into a daily chart. Sorry, this is on a 12-hour. Moving to the daily, it'll look better. All right, so this is on a linear scale once again because I've been trying to do some work on linear scales, and certain things work really well on the linear scale. So this is a downtrend from the top to bottom here, and we broke it on March 1st. We had a few days of upside. Then this neckline of the head and shoulders / cup and handle pattern denied it, And from here we dumped. Now this is the third day of dumping, and it's pretty scary. It's very strange that we are actually reversing slash like the daily candle closed right on the downward trend line. So this could be a test of the trend and then upwards again, but we'll have to see. There's not enough information to make a trade based on this chart. So now log, obviously I like log. I like log more, but I'm trying to expand my horizons and learn more things. So if you look at the log chart, this is the top trend line. Sorry, I'm getting trading view notifications. I got to turn them off. So if you look at this, this is a downward trend line. Everyone's drawn this by now, I hope. And we got really close to it here, as you can see. And then the neckline and this converged, and this was where it completely decided to go downwards. And then also another thing to watch here, the lows I connected here, this got broken here as well. And one thing to note here is that the volume is really big on the sell. Now people are saying this might be because of the Binance hack, whatever, rumored hack. And I don't know about the news, so I can't really comment on that, but the price is definitely showing a little bit of a panic. This is a panic volume, right? This is the kind of volume that we're seeing back here, even more. So this is pretty crazy, crazy sell here. Moving on. Sorry, I should have put it on 1 day. That would make it look much better. There you go. And then final thing to note here, the 10 EMA on the daily, we're once again below it. So when we're living below the 10 EMA on any time frame, it's bearish. So the higher the time frame, the bigger of a deal it is. So on the weekly, being below 10 EMA is bigger a deal. Then daily is a big deal as well, obviously. And then we go down from there. The one good news about the daily chart is that we did close on a higher low. Technically speaking, we did close on a higher low. And then even here, although the swing high was here, the closing high was actually higher here at 11,549 versus here at 11,211 versus 11,500. So slight higher high, slight higher low. So that is the one bullish thing that I am seeing here. Now I'm going to move on to the parallel down channel that I've been looking at since we started falling. This is on a log scale, and this does look good. Basically, very simple chart. These are the resistance points as well as the downward trend line of the parallel channel. This is a support, previous support, and then also these whole bottom area is support. So either we break this up or down, it'll resolve itself soon. So this is one thing you can draw on your chart to make your trading decisions, perhaps. Now moving on to the daily cloud. So this is going to be a little bit more complex and packed with information. So listen closely. So first we had this daily Kijun rejection here, which was fine. And in my opinion, it was needed because we had this whole up move from here with relatively no pause. We had, yeah, from here to here, we had a 70% correction with relatively no pause. If we take it from the bottoms, even more. But so this was a nice correction. In my opinion, I thought all signs were a go once we got to another Kijun test here, but it ended as a reversal candle, and most of the people that I know, as well as myself, we got out once this reversal line was broken on the next candle. And one thing that I'm seeing on the daily cloud that is bad is obviously bearish TK cross below the cloud, and then we're below the red cloud, below the cloud's red, etc., etc. But one thing that I'm seeing here is that the Kijun is starting to angle down, so we could have a potential where we have a 1 second Kijun twist, 1 day, let's say, or 2 day Kijun twist, and then retwist bearish, which is an extremely bearish sign. So Kijun twist, retwist bearish is very bad. That's what I wanted to say. And then I wanted to have a chat about moving averages as well, because on the previous video we had some discussion going on about the moving averages and if it will act as support now that it's broken. And my answer was no, because we didn't break it for that long. So 10 EMA, as you can see, is broken, right? We already talked about that. And then we'll move on to the more pertinent ones. So we'll look at the 125 moving average. So the viewer's question was, will the 125 MA be able to hold up the price now that it's broken it? And my answer was no, not at the moment, because in order for moving average to become support, it needs to be above the price for a number of days, not just 1 or 2 days. I would say at least 5 to 6 days it would need to be over the price for it to be able to act as support in the future when it drops. And as you can see, it acted as support for a day and then it dropped. So clearly, this 125 moving average did not act as support and could be considered resistance now. So now we have a few another thing to notice here. The 50-day moving average, we are below it now as well, which is not a good sign. And then we do have the 200-day and EMA, and the 10 EMA is starting to go below them. So it's moving average wise, it's not looking good on the daily, and we'll have to see how the next day closes. This wick was pretty good, but kind of wanted the wick to close above the 50-day moving average. That would have been much more bullish and more of a reversal candle versus what it is now. And yeah, that's all I have to say for this chart. Now I'm going to zoom into more zoomed in 4-hour charts. So this is more of this is something I tweeted out last night, and around here, this point here. And I was watching this closely, and at my time it was almost 4 a.m. So it was getting really late. And I put this, I sent this to some of my friends, holding on to dear life on 1-hour chart. And what I meant by that is that this trend line here was starting to get violated, and we were closing above. But then the 50-hour moving average was holding it up with dear life, as well as the Fibonacci retracement that I drew from the swing low to the swing high from here to here. So this cluster of resistance here was really important. And I went to sleep. I was out of my all positions because I was very uncertain. I couldn't stay up. And there you go. Don't go to sleep, guys. You go to sleep and you get a monster 4-hour candle. And so this was the point that Bitcoin had to hold here for it to be strong, and it got crushed. So obviously, if you drew this fib, you could have, I mean, you would have bought this here, you would have bought it here, you would have bought it here. So it wasn't really great. But this is the kind of charting you can do in a short-term time frame to make your decisions. And then another thing that I wanted to show is that we can also fib out the entire move, the entire swing to swing move. So I'll take it from like here, because it hits it twice, to here. And yeah, you could see that this Fibonacci point held, and then it also held here. But obviously the volume is still concerning, and let's see, we could easily see a dead cat bounce. Could see a dead cat bounce easily up to the 50-hour moving average. Is going to come here and retreat, and combine with this fib retracement 0.786 level. And so right now, what we need to do to get out of this mess is to close above the 50-hour moving average and this, which will be around 10.5. So look for 10.5 thousand for a reversal. And then let me do a quick 4-hour and 1-hour cloud analysis before I conclude the video. So the final thing that I'm looking, okay, so this is the 4-hour cloud, and then obviously we're below 10 EMA. I don't want to keep rambling about the moving averages. So we're below the 50. We're being supported by the 200 moving average, which is good news. Other than that, RSI was in oversold conditions, which we recovered from. And the 4-hour cloud edge actually acted as support, but on a day on the closing level. So while you're trading this, you can't just, I mean, you could buy it here, but it was very very scary, right? Because you bought it here, and then you're like, okay, the cloud might act as support, and the next thing you know, it drops another 4%. So the cloud's holding the price up right now. We're about to have a bearish TK cross, but the cross is inside the cloud, and the price is inside the cloud, so it's not a tradable action here. So in order for it to be tradable, you would want a 4-hour cloud close outside the cloud, a Kumo red twist, which is very imminent, it's about to happen, and then the price to be below the cloud and the Tenkan to be below the cloud. So that's what we're waiting for if you are a bear. Finally, last but not least, for the hourly traders, let's give the hourly traders some love here. Okay. Okay, so Death Cross, not good. All right, and then below 10 EMA, and price is being rejected by it, not good. And then bearish TK cross here, Kumo breakout here, Tenkan below the cloud, cloud twisted red, and everything is bearish. So what can you do here? Well, you could, if you're a bear, you can place your bids at the Kijun here. The price always goes back to the Kijun. So we can go back to the 10.5 level that I spoke about on the last chart, on the 4-hour chart as well, 10,500, and then go below, right? So we could see something like, oh, what is this? That's a trend line, sorry. We could go up to here, or the 50-hour moving average, wherever this cluster resistance is going to end up, and then come back and retest this area. So that concludes today's video, guys. Let me know any comments, if there are any, good or bad. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do these videos, and trying to speak up louder because a viewer told me that I was very quiet the previous video. And if I'm speaking too fast, let me know. I'm trying to make these videos faster because I know you guys are busy and don't have time to watch 15-20 minute videos all the time. So I'm trying to keep them under 10 minutes. Thank you guys, and good luck trading. See you in the next video.